Today I'm going to make the Sparrow Veggie burger, and this was featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives. I found this recipe on a blog, and I'll include a link to that blog post in the description of this video, as well as the complete recipe, so don't feel the need to have to write down. So there's lots of ingredients in this veggie burger. You've got carrots, zucchini, barley, corn on the cob, green peas, sweet potatoes, scallions, breadcrumbs, red pepper, chopped mushrooms, brown rice, pita bread, bean sprouts, and pickles. These last three are optional. So the first step is that you want to mix all the ingredients together and let them sit for an hour. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so the first ingredient is two carrots shredded, one large shredded zucchini. I haven't shredded things in a while, and they were a lot of fun, I have to admit, to shred. 1 cup of barley, and 1 cup of cooked brown rice. And then we've got corn off the cob, as well as 1 cup of green peas. I did not have time to cook corn, so I'm doing the corn frozen, and the green peas I am doing frozen as well. I looked up 1 corn off the cob is about 1 1/2 cups of corn, so I just did a 1/2 cup of corn, about, or maybe a little bit more than that. 1 large sweet potato, and I've cooked the sweet potato. I might have to do that two-handed, but I'll be adding that. A handful of scallions. I like scallions, so I did more than a handful. Get those out of there. And then a diced red pepper. They're out of red peppers at the grocery store, so I'm using a green/yellow one. 5 large mushrooms. And then we need to add some Panko breadcrumbs. So I'm going to do that, and we'll mix it all around and take another video at that time. I wanted to show you really quick how my barley turned out. Look how absolutely perfect that is. I mean, you couldn't ask for more perfectly cooked barley. So I'm going to get a cup of that and add it to our mixture that has been sitting for quite some time. Okay, now that I've got everything added in one pot, you're supposed to measure out 6-ounce portions, which are about the size of your palm, and form them into little patties. Before you actually start putting the patties together for the veggie burgers, you might want to preheat your oven and make sure that you've got it set to 350 for when you need to put the patties into the oven itself. So you make the patties into about 6-ounce portion, which is about the size of your hand, and you place the patties on lightly oiled baking sheets, and you can see that it yielded 12 patties for me. According to the recipe from the blogger that I found, it took her 45 minutes at 325, so I'm going to cook it at 350 to see how long it takes, and I'm just going to monitor them. And then after you remove them from the baking sheet, you're supposed to cook them in a lightly oiled frying pan until they're crunchy on the outside. So let's put them in the oven. And we'll check them in like 20 minutes to see where they are. So now I'm going to make the sweet cayenne mustard sauce. You need 1 cup plain non-fat yogurt, mayo, or mayonnaise. I am using 1 cup of mayonnaise, and now I'm going to add half a cup of Dijon or brown grain mustard. So I've added a 1/2 cup of the Dijon mustard to the mayonnaise, and now I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of agave or maple syrup. I think I might have said 1/4 of a cup, but I meant 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup. And I'm going to have the entire recipe in the description of this video, so don't really listen to what I'm saying because it's kind of challenging when you're making a recipe and talking at the same time, so just bear with me. So we're going to mix this together, and then of course I want to add some cayenne pepper still too. And it might take a while to kind of get everything mixed together. I'm going to add the cayenne pepper real fast. Alright, so I've added 3 tablespoons of cayenne pepper, and we'll just mix that around. I mean, it is a ton of cayenne pepper, 3 tablespoons. It's going to be a pretty sauce though, because it will be a nice red color. I'm using a spatula, but I might move to a whisk just to get some of the lumps out. I'm just doing this right in the mixing bowl. I'm one of those people that tries to conserve when it comes to having to clean up. It's one of my least favorite parts of cooking. That's why I think it would be fun to be on the Food Network, because you probably have people that clean for you. There's lots of lumps from the mayonnaise, so I'm going to probably use a whisk to see if I can't break those up more. So the whisking did the trick. The sauce is now all an even consistency, and it's one coherent sauce. So that's just a trick if you ever need one. Okay, so they've been in the oven for about 30 minutes, and we're going to take them out to lightly sear them in a saute pan. So some of them have split apart, as you can see, but maybe I can mold those back together when we lightly saute them. Okay, so you're going to take the patty, remove it from the pan, and put it from the baking sheet and put it into a frying pan that's lightly oiled, and then you're just going to fry it in the frying pan until it's crunchy on both sides. So you're going to need to flip them at some point. I think that in order to have them stay together better, I should have used a bigger sweet potato. Okay, so now they've cooked on both sides, and the Sparrow Tavern puts it in a pita wrap, or inside of a pita. But we're going to put it on top of a bed of spinach to get some extra roughage, as my mom would say. And then we're going to take some of that sauce that I made earlier and drizzle it on top of the veggie burger. And this is what really is going to make the taste stand out the best. And it might make the spinach a little more interesting as well. So that's my first attempt at the Sparrow Tavern's veggie burger that I saw on Diners, Drive-In, and Dives. I'd love to make the fries he made with rosemary during that show. I'll include a link to the show in the description of this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. If you like to learn about recipes that are good for you, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, where we feature recipes like this all the time. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.